thing with even with Longberg, like with Longberg, there's so much stuff we can go on Longberg that we be here all day. So I won't even keep touching on that. But Gil Reynolds was an exceptional dude.
I heard.
And he was a father figure. Like the thing is like if Gil Reynolds took a liking to you, that was different. Even in the community world, right? I did this one day because it was like a big group chat that I was on. You was on this group chat too. It was like the Q&A.
Oh yeah,
the Q&A basketball joint.
Yeah.
And it's like all of the dudes chiming in and saying, because everybody like to say, oh, I was this person, I was that person.
Era this and
Or just talk about themselves and what they did or whatever. But one day I posted up the letter that Gil Reynolds had wrote me, and it's like even if you played for him and all that kind of stuff or didn't, you knew the significance of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a person wouldn't even have this unless they was of a particular stature or whatever.
Yeah.
Gil won't say this. Like Gil used to, his mom used to call him. His mom was like 80 something, used to call him, and he used to be aggressive with his moms. Like, yo, Gil, your mom's on the phone. He get on the phone, what do you want? So he was like super duper like intense all the time. So if this dude got this kind of emotional on a piece of paper for you, you was a different kind of guy.
Yeah.
Lavelle Sanders, he used to always talk about Lavelle Sanders, and that was even how me and Lavelle got cool or whatever. And then what was even crazy is that when I went to, he used to always keep us up all night talking about Lavelle Sanders, right? And then that next year I went to
say, who don't know who Lavelle Sanders is.
Lavelle Sanders went to Seton Hall. Right now he's the head coach at the University of Binghamton. Him and Shaheem Holloway, who's also the head coach at Seton Hall now,
right.
They were in the backcourt together or whatever.
Okay.
So that was who I played against. But it was like he used to always tell me about Lavelle, that when I met Lavelle, when we played against each other that next year, because we always played against Seton Hall, it was almost like I knew him. And it was almost like he knew me, because on the flip side, Gil would tell him the same thing that he's telling me. So it was kind of like we were related by Gil. It was kind of like we were Gil sons, kind of like. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think made Gil take such a special liking to guys like yourself and Lavelle? Because some coaches, they take a special liking to their favorite player or the dude who got the most production.
Right.
And some coaches just click with a certain guy on their team. He might be the third most productive dude, but he's that dude to that coach. So what do you think made y'all Gil's dudes?
Well, when we were in Lombard, right, Gil was no nonsense when we was in Lombard, right? And I guess at a certain point, he had saw that everything that he was throwing at us, we was just absorbing it. Like, and at a certain point, he had just came in our room and he said that we're gonna be the captains. We the only people that had the keys to the washroom and all that kind of stuff. Like, everything ran through us. It was Gil, but everything ran through me and when we was in that dorm. But you had to earn that respect. If he put you on a crash mission or whatever, and you went and executed 100%, he loved it or whatever. If he called you in the game or whatever, and he asked you to take care of this in particular, whatever, you knew that it was your agenda to take care of that and nothing else. And he loved it. And he loved our intensity. He loved our approach, and I guess he loved the fact that he would throw anything that he could throw at us, and we just wouldn't cower. You know, like even when we would be in school and stuff, like in the school building or whatever, me and Nard knew that, dog, after school, we know our name is gonna be on the board to have to do a special workout. After we had to do the morning run to McDonald's to get the straw and all that kind of stuff. So after school we came, who was on there? Either me or Nard every day to do a special workout. Most of the time, we'd have to go to the gym. Our gym was twisted. Our Longberg gym was twisted. You know what I mean? We have to, it was the highest gym you could possibly think of. We used to have to lean a ladder on the what do you call it? On like the banister or whatever.
Or the basket?
No, on the rafters. We used to have to lean the ladder on that joint some days so that we can go and change the light bulb. And we didn't have the A-shaped ladder.
Straight joint.
We had this straight ladder where where two people at the bottom just had to hold it. And one of those people was Gil. And Gil used to, when we go up the ladder and you shaking like this, going up the ladder, and he'd be like, this guy's a pussy. You know what I mean? So it was stuff like that. He'll put us on a crash mission. And then at the end of the year, when we look back and tell him stuff, and at the end of the year, when we look back, right, And we like, nobody else had to do that except us.
Right.
But he would send us on certain missions, I guess, just to see, let me see what kind of limit I could push these guys to or whatever. But we used to have to do all different kind of crazy stuff with Gil, and he used to always tell us, I took a liking to you guys. And, you know, and we just did what we had to do. We was like his enforcers.
At the time, did you feel any sort of honor behind that?
Man,
or
it was,
do you look back on it with honor?
For honor. It was like, what, extreme honor. Because it was like, if he put you in that position, he saw something in you. And we pretty much ran the dorm. It was like, out of respect, the other people that were there, Carlos Hines there with us, these dudes, Julia Richmond, you know, all of these dudes, we had some significant guys that was there with us, but they listened to everything that we said or whatever because we carried ourselves a certain way and because we demanded that kind of respect. But we were grateful that he was able to put us in that position because it was something that we needed at that time, because even at that time, we didn't really know our complete worth as leaders. So he kind of cultivated us as leaders in that moment. And that's one thing that I really was able to take from that and appreciate.
Amen to that. Amen to that.